started like a joke and I smiled. From Meme to Momo, we said no violence. Now I know not how to smile, 'cause my loved ones are gone. There is no place to call home. Our homes have been burnt. I am homeless in my homeland. There is no place to call my home. Homeless, homeless, homeless in my homeland. When are we going to have a dialogue? We have buried more than enough. Nothing heals the past like time. When are we going to have a dialogue? We've been marginalized enough. You may fool some people sometime. You cannot fool them all the time. Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. The difference between people is opportunity. You are not there 'cause you are great. You are there by His grace. Do not treat others like second-class people. If you close your eyes to facts, you learn from mistakes. When are we going to have a dialogue? We have buried more than enough. Nothing heals the past like time. When are we going to have a dialogue? We've been marginalized enough. You may fool some people sometime. You cannot fool them all the time. Homeless, homeless, homeless in my homeland. Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. Why am I homeless? Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. Homeless in my homeland.
Guys, stop noise because I'm live now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I suspect I am not. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear televiewers. Once again, you are welcome to your favorite show with Comfort Convo. So this evening, I am very honored to be hosting a very special statesman. So before I let him known to you, I would like to thank you all for joining in Thank you all for joining in through Facebook, through YouTube. Thank you for joining in through the satellite from all over sub-Saharan Africa. Please do well to share and invite people to join us such that we can build a powerful team to move on together, and we want to see how we are growing in strength as lockdown begins tomorrow. So once again, thank you for joining in. Thank you for everything you are doing in one way or the other to contribute to the fourth movement of this revolution. So, like I said, this is County Roots, your educative weekly show. So, on this program or on this platform, what we do is educate dear Amazonians at home and abroad, especially those at home, with the updates and anything they need to know about homeland. We only use part of the show to know ourselves, to know our roots. We equally use this platform to educate the international community about the evils of La République du Cameroon on our people. County Roots is the umbilical cord that connects our people from home and those in other countries and diaspora. So once again, you are welcome. Tonight I am hosting our own person, one of the great brains in this revolution, one of the greatest and most respectable statesmen in my life in this revolution, one of the person whom I just respect so very much because of his commitment and dedication. I am talking here about our own Mandela, as we call him in the United Kingdom. In England, we call him our own Mandela, our Mandela. And if you have not listened to him spoken or speak before, when you listen to him tonight, you will believe that even though the Mandela of South Africa died, our Mandela of Amazonia is still alive, young, vibrant. I'm talking here about our own Secretary of State for Home Affairs and Resource Mobilization in the name of Secretary Ambrose Etenge. Secretary Ambrose, you are once again welcome to County Roads, and I'm so honored to have you again on this platform.
Yeah, thank you so much, Comfort, for inviting me to meet our people today. It's my pleasure to be here today to talk to the Amazonian people, to answer questions that will be able to educate our people about the struggle. And I'm very happy for the team you took today, growing in strength. And we'll be happy to talk about the lockdown in Bamenda that starts on the 14th of September.
All right.
So
Thank you once again thank you for joining in, and it's really a pleasure to have us here to encourage our people back home. So, ladies and gentlemen, while you join in, please remember to share in your various platforms before you take a comfortable seat to listen to our Secretary of State for Home Affairs and Resource Mobilization. So, before we go ahead, I equally want to use this opportunity to say my respect to the Amazonia Restoration Forces, respect to our internally displaced persons, respect. I respect you so much for your resilience. You are just the energy that is fueling us in the diaspora, and we cannot thank you enough. And on that note, Secretary Ambrose, once again, I would like to give you the honor to take your discretion to honor our people back home. You could do that either by way of singing the anthem or observing a minute of silence. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of heroes, boys and girls, fathers, mothers in this revolution. We've lost over 20,000 people. 1 minute will not be enough to do that, but I just hope let us do 1 minute today of a moment of silence to all the fallen heroes, to all brothers and sisters who have lost their lives due to the wickedness of the enemy, French Cameroons. Please bow down your head and let's give this minute of silence as a sign of respect for all our brothers and sisters who have gone before us. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now,
In the
and
beginning
ever
was
shall be,
and ever
world
shall
without
be,
end.
world
Amen.
without end.
May their
Amen.
souls rest in perfect peace. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Secretary Ambrose, for taking the time to observe a minute of silence in honor of our fallen heroes. So once again, thank you, dear televiewers, for joining in. I hardly do this. Let me just take a second to say hello. I greet you, Comrade Godwin Jeba Samari. I greet you, Comrade Vivian Abiedo. You're always there. I greet you, Comrade Bison Besson. You're always there. Thank you for joining in. I greet you, fellow Amazonians. Thank you, Njek Raymond, for being there. I greet you all, those who are watching through YouTube. And the only word I can say in any East African language is Hakuna Matata. To those who are in Kenya and all those who understand this language, we greet you, Hakuna Matata, all the way from the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Thank you for joining in through satellite. So that said, Comrades Ambrose, we are setting up, we're going straight to business now, as we would really like you to. You are the head. For some reason, I keep calling you head of state. You are the the Secretary of State for Homeland and Resource Mobilization. You are the father of the Amber Peace Plan, one of the great brains and the roots of the local government by local government, county by county. Could you please use a few minutes now to briefly update us about the recent developments in the various countries as we are moving on with the liberation struggle? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We've been doing a lot of work in the background with the newly appointed intergovernmental committee, which is led by Miley, and then with the assistant being Barrister Jamfu. So we've been doing a great job, and I can tell you it's been like a marathon. Gone through all the counties. Yes, we've literally gone through all the 13 counties, and the most important thing we do is we're doing a type of assessment. We do assess from my department. We try to assess the structural defense, the structural nature of that of the different urges in that county and also of that county. We also look at how they are functioning to see whether they have some difficulties and to look at strategies that we put in place to make them stand up, keep on growing, and be more vibrant. And then we are also looking at their economic potential. How can we be able to increase this? How can we be able to grow this? So these are the type of things that we go in to try to see. And we are looking at making basic assessments of the restoration forces in that area and in the counties to see what actually have like a security council, because now we are very organized and we strive to see all the 13 counties to be fully organized and to be able to manage resources efficiently. Of course, we don't have unlimited resources. Our resources are very limited, but the only thing we want to do is let us make good use of these resources. So that's what we're trying to do, to make sure that all the restoration forces can be able to at least have the basic necessities in terms of the tools for them to do their farming, in terms of the food for them to eat. So that is what we're trying to do. And then we are looking at the ethical values of what we are trying to build in different urges in different counties. How are the leaders operating? Are they following the lines of the ethical values set by the committee of ethics led by the Madoretingwa? So we do examine them in that light too. And then we also look at okay, I've talked of the structure, the function, the ethics, and the restoration forces. So we combine all those things, and then we also look at the finances. That is where Comrade Secretary of State Richard Tango comes in, and together with the Comptroller General to be into how have they been managing the funds and since the award, and what are the projects that are in place and how are they funding these projects. And then we look at the key performance indicators of all the projects that are being executed. We look at the phases of these projects. Where are we in each phase, and how much has been disbursed, and how much have we successfully used to execute these projects. So those are the type of things we're trying to do so that we can be able to advance this struggle in the days ahead and in the months ahead. Thank you.
to me
Press
like
Secretary Paul.
Ambazonians, that sounds to me like Ambazonians are ready for homeland. You have said a lot of things that you have been doing in the various counties and LGA, and a lot of emphasis on the basic assessment of our restoration forces, their needs and whatever. But there's something, some clarification. You have been hitting hard on this severally. I would like you to make a clear explanation of this to fellow Ambazonians, televiewers, and the sympathizers of the Ambazonia liberation struggle. For some reason, you actually want it, or you, as one of the members of the cabinet of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, you want to make it clear to Ambazonians, while we call our boys and girls the Ambazonia Restoration Forces and not Amber Boys. So what is the difference between Ambazonia Restoration Forces and Amber Boys? Could you please really explain and make it understood to all of us? Thank you.
Yeah, that is very important, and it would be nice I clarify this to our people. Um, the Amber Boys was never coined by us, the Ambazonians. Okay, it was coined by the enemy, especially the enemy. I mean, in terms of their military and in terms of the colonial regime, and in
Hmm.
itself, they coined this word for us. They use it as a diminutive word, right? Because all the offenses that are committed in our region, in all the offenses that are committed in the two regions, the northern zone and the southern zone, right, by
Mhm.
militias that have been put there by them, some government officials like Atanganji Paul, Ngalajera, and all the like, they put down militia committing offenses against our people, terrorizing our people. So they all term these offenses of the Amber Boys. And these are the people they put in place. But for us, we do have genuine Ambazonian restoration forces. These are brothers and sisters, fathers, mothers, who have given life to defend our population, to defend homeland. These are the people we call the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. They are all over the place, whether it's in Ikliwindi, whether it's in Ikondo Titi, whether it's in Mwa, whether it is in Mesaje, whether it is in Gi, whether it is in Kusala in Kumba. These are the genuine Ambazonian Restoration Forces, those who are doing the self-defense, because we are literally defending ourselves against a callous colonial master, against, an occupying force, which is from French Cameroons. That's what we're doing. So that is why we are Ambazonians, and those who are doing that are the Ambazonian Restoration Forces.
All right, thank you very much for clarifying this difference. And dear Ambazonians, dear televiewers, if you could, please, we would really like to tag it all over our platforms on Facebook, even here on the comment section, that we want to learn how to call our brothers and sisters who have put their lives on the line for us to have a place to call home. They are not Amber Boys. That is a pejorative nomenclature by the enemy, a word that paints, that describes, that represents evil. So we cannot continue to call our boys, our girls, Amber Boys, because in the first place, they are not only boys, they are Ambazonia Restoration Forces, as our Secretary of State for Homeland and Resource Mobilization has just explained. We want to make it known to everybody and learn how to call them the ARFs, because that is rightly who they are. We want to write a tag and say Ambazonia Restoration Forces, ARFs, no Amber Boys, because that is not who they are. Thank you very much once again, Secretary Ambrose, for that great clarification. And I hope that Ambazonians pick up on that, and let's call our boys rightly by the name that is representing them, and the great responsibility they are carrying out there on our behalf. So apart from that, we are moving on to the next one. Once again, there is this other one. I have heard Secretary Chris hit on this, and I want you to reiterate why again should Ambazonians say we are in a liberation struggle and not in a revolution? What is the difference between a struggle and a revolution? Why are we not in a revolution but in a liberation struggle? Comrade Ambrose, please.
Well, this is simple. We have a colonial master in our territory. So we want to free homeland. You understand? So that is why we are in a struggle. It's a battle to be able to push them out of our land. So know that we are struggling now to push the enemy out of our land. These are colonial masters in our land. The way they behave, the things they do, you know that they are colonial masters. And the whole thing, which I want us to always remember, we came in together with these people as two equal states. But today, they are fighting for what? Indivisible state. For what reason or the other? Ambazonian represents a state on its own with clearly defined boundaries. The enemy now is all over the place, building military camps all over the place to intimidate us. But we've stood tall against them for the past 4 years. But we've learned a lot. We've lost a lot of men and women, many who have been carried and taken to the other side. We don't even know where some are. But this is what is spurring us to fight further. This is what is pushing us to keep on to defend what we believe is ours. We are not going to some village in Ghana or to some village in Jamaica. We are on our own soil, in our backyard, being molested by a people that do not even respect us. They don't respect our culture. They don't respect our women. They don't respect our parents. They rape our women day in, day out. That we will continue to fight until the last man. Let me tell you, no way in this revolution will these colonial masters ever win against us. We will continue to resist until we free homeland. This is a struggle, and let us keep it like that, and let us keep on fighting. But let me tell you, there's hope. There is real hope of us getting there. Believe me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Secretary Ambrose. You're always on point, and I hope that everybody gets the points clear so that we know what language to use and for what reason. We can see you doing just the right thing by taking care of the Ambazonia we're fighting for and speaking on behalf of the Ambazonia we are fighting for. Good job there, and thank you for being a great father and a great fighter. Obviously, Ambazonia must be free. So apart from that, Secretary Ambrose, there is this joke of a press release that came from the colonial regime to the people of Bamenda yesterday, or a couple of days ago, restricting the circulation of motorbikes with the guise of keep Bamenda clean or something like that, clean Bamenda. So according to them, if I understand from the press release, they are grounding the circulation of motorbikes in order to stop our Amazonia restoration forces from moving around town, or so that they'll be able to spot them. And in response to this, our president, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako, said there is no such thing that can happen in a land that is ours. So no neighbor, no enemy will come on our land and impose something on us. And so what do you think? What do you have to say about this press release? And even what comments do you want to make about President Sako's response to the occupier?
Yeah, I think the response of the president was spot on, and most of us, when we read that release, which we do read a lot of gibberish from them, there's a lot of jargon they spill out there. I mean, sometimes you ask yourself, are they actually under control of anybody? This is a release by who? Military men, yeah? So it means that right now, the military has taken over from the colonial administrators, and now they are taking decisions of what will happen in the territory of Amazonia. This clearly shows that we are under military occupation by the colonial forces and no longer by the colonial administrators. They have moved the colonial administrator to the back, and now they are now making decisions of what has to happen in our territory. So, my dear people, but the whole thing is, this form of intimidation should not move us. Standing together, we are standing with the bike riders, with everybody in the Mezam County. We are standing tall, and that is why we are saying the lockdown begins on the 14th and indefinitely. Indefinitely, of course, we're going to examine what happens. We're going to look at the reaction, but the whole thing is, with the meetings that we've been holding in the past few days, all the 13 counties are doing everything possible to make sure they stand with Mezam. Materially, they will do the self-defense with Mezam. They will do the support financial with Mezam to make sure that we bleed the occupational force in our territory. So believe me, the people of Mezam, we are all with you, and all the 13 counties, all the 61 edges are behind you. Whether you need restoration forces to come from different sides, they will come. We will make sure we bleed the restoration and the colonial masters in Mezam until our people are free to move freely in their own land, to move freely in every part of Mezam. This is apartheid, which they have introduced. Let me tell you, it is purely apartheid they have introduced in Mezam. This is how it starts. This GRA, these people, Ambazonian cannot go there. Only Bambliki and the French can go there. This will not happen. You can do that in your own territory, not in Ambazonia. So we are going to resist it. And I tell you, we're going to stand tall and we're going to win. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Ambrose. You are speaking really loud and clear. I get you so well. I hope that every Ambazonian gets you so well. And I believe that any enemy on that land gets you clearly well, because we own the land and nobody tells us what can happen there. While we sit and watch, it is over and we mean it when we say it's over. So thank you once again, Secretary Ambrose, for that great one. So that said, is the set press release of this week. So the lockdown that is commencing the 14th of this month, that is tomorrow Monday, as you have just said, does it have to do with the release that Bamenda should be locked, that our motorbikers should be grounded? And what do you mean when you say it is indefinite?
Okay, good. As a government, what we're trying to do is we're putting these measures in place and working together with the people on the ground, the civil society, to make sure we put the pressure on the occupier. Let me just tell you, it's the same thing that happened in Kumba. It's just a few weeks ago. They are trying desperately to frustrate our people. Let our people understand that they are trying to frustrate them. They are trying to frustrate us because these are the last days of that government. There is pressure, international pressure from every angle, from every corner, because they know atrocities, the human rights abuses of these people in our territory. Let me tell you, my sister, the talk of 20,000 people callously murdered is a lie. It's even than that, because it is after the war that we'll fully understand. There are families that are bleeding, but they can't be able to talk because of fear. They don't even know where their loved ones are. You know, just today in Mautu, in Kuna, they just came and rallied and just collected 100 people or more and ferried them somewhere else. I mean, we'll be getting the news tomorrow that maybe they have killed them and dumped them somewhere. They do that every day. Just calculate 4 years, 365 days. How many people are killed every day? If you make the total, you see that we lost more than 30,000 Southern Cameroonians. More than 13,000 Ambazonians. Their prisons are full. My brothers and sisters, we have so many Ambazonians locked up in Bafoussam. There are some even in Gaundere, New Bell in Douala, because people focus just on Kundenge. Even in Boya, I ask my people, you sit there and see thousands of Ambazonian languages in jails in Boya. Please, these people are there to kill all of us. They're ready to kill us. But let me tell you, they will not succeed. We have to stand. The women in Kumba stood together and they collapsed. We are going to stand together with the bike riders and they will collapse. And when they do, we will rejoice. But we have to stand together. My brothers and sisters, the pain is being felt in every corner. But please, this is for our good. This is for your own good. Stay home for the lockdown and let us put pressure on the occupier. Let me tell you, the good thing about this lockdown is their offices will not be open. Government offices will not be open. If you are a civil servant, you dare go on the street, please, you are risking your own life because there is no work until the colonial military leaves Bamenda and goes somewhere else. That is the pressure we want to put on them. And they will have to yield. We'll put the self-defense pressure and we'll put the civil disobedience pressure. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Secretary Ambrose. This is very important. And you have, in the course of speaking, you have said a lot of things. I don't want to go back repeating what you have said because you speak in very simple, clear language that everybody understands you really good. But in the course of talking, you just created a loophole which I want to sneak in with a point which was not a point of discussion on my agenda. I don't just like, I am a mother listening and watching our children picked up in their numbers, take them to wherever they take them to, get them summarily executed or tortured or whatever, is a no-go. We can stop this. And so it takes money, it takes time, it takes sacrifice. It takes just beating the body. It takes doing what you are doing there, carrying that girl on your laps and sitting here and talking to the world. So what would you want to say? Let's go back to our award. Do you have a word of a reminder or encouragement or to someone who has not paid or has pledged, has not yet redeemed or is yet to pledge or so? Because without money, we can't stop this. But we are up to the task. What do you want to say? How can you connect this to the award? Even 1 minute will do. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I do appreciate Amazonians who made sure they pledged to be able to they pledged to be able to pay the draft. That is a good step. And let me tell you, there is no family in this revolution. There is none. Or maybe some families are there that has not tasted some wine from the poison chalice. We are all, let me tell you, all of us Ambazonians, we are drinking from a poison chalice every day of our life. It is being forced down our throat. Our brothers and sisters, young men and women, parents are drinking from this poison chalice. Every day we are crying, we are weeping. One brother has been killed, one sister has been killed, one mother has been killed, children being killed. We're drinking from this poison chalice. Please, I don't think that is the cup the Lord gave us to drink from. We need to give them back this poison chalice. So, to be able to give this poison chalice to them, we need to put in our effort financially to be able to give this poison chalice to them. When they begin to drink from it, when they begin to feel our pain, the pain we felt for the past 4 years, when they begin to feel that pain, then they will slowly abandon our territory and leave. But they can only do that if we come together and support this effort of the draft. Draft in your RGS, draft in your counties, draft in the big society Ambazonian, and let us be great. Let our restoration forces do everything possible to give them back this poison chalice. I am telling you, the very moment French Cameroon soldiers, French the traitors, the enablers, start drinking from this poison chalice, let me tell you, they will leave. But insofar as they go around and do everything they want with impunity and nothing happens, let me tell you, they will continue to be there. But I'm telling you, days ahead, the months ahead, they will start in one way or the other. Mark my words. They will start drinking from the poison chalice. We've had enough, and enough is enough. Thank you.
Oh, yes. All right. Thank you, Secretary Ambrose. I just want to read a comment from here from Mick Mill before we continue. He says, why should there be why should they block down in Bamenda? Or why should there be lockdown in Bamenda when Boya is active? Bamenda has suffered a lot. We should leave them rest. No ghost town. You guys are not on ground zero to see what are going through, what we are going through, goes down only on Monday. Could you please respond to that, Comrade Ambrose? Secretary Ambrose, please.
All protocol respect, brother or sister who was rating. I do respect your opinion as an Ambazonian, and I would say before we came up with the lockdown, we did a lot of consultation, not just with the civil society in the diaspora. We did a lot of consultation with the civil society on the ground zero. We did a lot of consultation with the defense forces, and to be able to come out with this. Even with the Mezam County, they had series of meetings. But the whole thing is the pain. Let me just tell him, the very fact that they ban riders to go around, I'm telling that brother or sister, is the very fact that they will tell you you cannot even go there on foot because you don't belong there. And if you allow this, then very soon, Tarinkong, which is, a famous point where everybody can go there, will no longer be ours because it's closer to the airport, and they will say we'll no longer go there. We have a military at the airport. You people should never come to. And will be taken over again very soon. Let me just tell you, they will start putting these zones, and suddenly we'll find ourselves maybe if we are lucky in living in Ayati in Bafut, and after that they will continue. This is a strategy they want to use to push all of us out of our comfort zone, to put all of us out of our territory. And then what are they doing? Slowly, they will be building military camps, bringing in the Bamlikis, bringing in the Francophones to occupy those places which belong to us. Is that what you want? Let me tell you, these are signs of the work the occupier want to do. If you can't see them, please see them now. Just see them now. We need to resist. We will do everything to resist. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Ambrose. I just hope that this comrade should be comforted with what you have said, because it makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know what about others. Punching out love signs seems like someone just understood you. So thank you so much for that response to our dear sister or brother who is worried. So that said, Secretary Ambrose, there is this brouhaha that has been going on social media again about the dead, buried, and forgotten my trip to Boya. Do we still really need to comment on this again? Do you think it's necessary to say a word again in response to what has been going out there concerning my trip to Boya? I think 30 seconds is enough just to say the important thing you want your people to know so we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, let me come closer to the camera and talk to my fellow brothers and sisters in Ambazonia. And the whole thing is, I hate distractions, and we all hate distractions, right? The very moment we are trying to succeed or something good is about to happen to the people of Ambazonia, you see distractions coming up with A, B, or C. I was not a part of the audit, but those who did the audit came out with a comprehensive audit of the government at that time. And we saw all these reports. I don't see anything new in what has been brought up. Okay? So the whole thing is, I will just beg my brothers and sisters who are committed to be able to help our people defend themselves in their various urges, in their various countries, just go on pushing the revolution. These distractors will always be there. I will be the last person you see me go on social media and start talking against Ambazonians or spend my time criticizing one Ambazonian after the other. First of all, I will advise you, we brought the Amba Peace Plan, which is the APP, giving power to the people. So now the power is in the hands of the people in their urges, in their counties. You put your mouth where your money is. You are contributing to your RGA, you have a right to know how your executive spends this money. You understand? These are the things you are doing as brothers and sisters, which has moved the revolution to unprecedented level. We've stopped focusing on the federal government, but focusing on the local government, giving power to the people to take part in whatever is happening. I am in the federal government, but because I belong to an LGA, I make sure I have my voice in what is happening in my LGA. Instead of talking about my trip to Boya, can you be able to pay your draft and concentrate on trying to push the revolution at that level, on trying to empower the restoration forces in your LGA, in your counties? This is the best I can be able to offer. Distraction is not one of the best things we need at this point in time. Focus on the revolution. Focus on the enemy. The enemy there is visible, he's big, he's not hidden. Focus on him. If you can take him out, the better. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Straight to the point. And yeah, that was it. And we are moving on because we are too busy to be distracted. Like you said, that was what I got from your message. So that said, the drama at the GMI in Bamenda, opposite the hospital. We cannot stop talking about this. I think Secretary Chris has been on this for like forever, but we can't stop really that quick because we want to make everything out of it. Secretary Ambrose, where women purportedly were seeking for refuge from the because they were running away from the Ambazonia Restoration Forces and they went to seek refuge at the GMI in somewhere between food market and the hospital, and so somebody was reporting in French, even though we are Ambazonians. This person is reporting in French that, as you can see, these people are coming to seek for refuge because they are not safe in the hands of Ambazonians and so on. And at the same time, these people who claim that they are protecting the people who they're actually supposed to protect, these people go around, they steal them, they break into banks, into microfinance institutions and rob them in broad daylight and do all the atrocities, the looting and so on. What can you comment on that? And what do you want from your own perspective? What do you want fellow Amazonians and sympathizers of this liberation struggle to pick out of there, to what point can you make out of that? Thank you.
So what I can tell you is we are reaching the end of the revolution. Okay? We stood tall for the past 4 years. My brother and sister, don't be deceived. We've done well in terms of the resistance, in terms of the civil disobedience. I do respect all the brothers and sisters, the fathers, the mothers, everybody who has respected the ghost town. This has caused unprecedented pain to the enemy. Their pockets are dry. They never thought for once that we'll be able to stand tall and resist. Of course, after how many years of suffering under these people, we finally decided to say, no, enough is enough. And the good thing is, it is not just in Mezam, it is all over the territory. Whether you are in Alu, whether you are in Munyenge, whether you are in Menchum Valley, whether you are in Noni or Mbiami, let me just tell you, people have decided to say, enough is enough. This is what is causing them so much pain. The international community is pushing so hard on them. The Swiss stocks are on the table. They have nowhere to go. But let me tell you, I will reiterate, I spoke to the county chairs and I said this. This is the moment we, the civilians, brothers and sisters, let me tell you, you need to be extra vigilant. The very moment we pull these people to the negotiation table, to the Swiss talks, they will try to win it in the battlefield. They will throw the kitchen sink on us. I mean the kitchen sink, the knife, the forks, the plates, everything. They will throw it at us. This is going to be a test for our restoration forces. This is going to be a test for our civilians. And what my advice is to the people, see it, say it. If you behave like that, we will all survive. So going back to that drama, I call it drama because it was proper drama. Drama in the sense that you have military barracks everywhere. The Bamenda main stadium is your military camp. Then you just move in steps. You have GMI. You have everything. You have the airport and everything. You have military all over. Then you claim that the Amber Boys, people are running away from the Amber Boys. That's or people are running away from the restoration forces. It's a shame because what they are trying to do now, I just link in now. We are the United Nations and General Assembly, which is coming up, and our crisis, the struggle will be discussed there. So this is why these people are worried. And let me tell you, the government in stock for the street stocks, the ambassador for the street stocks, the diplomatic corps, whether in Yaoundé or all over, they are pushing for it. La Republique is under immense pressure, and they will do everything. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, they will do everything to frustrate us. They will do everything to cause so much pain on our people so that we give up. If you've done it, if you resisted the oppression for 4 years, please, 1 more year or 2 more years shouldn't be a problem. Let us be hopeful. Let me tell you, there is hope. There is hope. There is the light now at the end of the tunnel we can see. The only thing is, my people, see it, say it. That let it be the code name of Ambassador. See it, say it. Save lives.
Yep.
That is important. They will never defeat us on our own soil. That is the truth.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for that great number, Secretary Ambrose. I am just always blessed to have you here all the time because you just send out the rightful information that our people need to listen to. So thank you once again for being here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching County Roots with your own humble servant, Comfort Comfort. And tonight we are honored with the presence of the Secretary of State for Home Affairs and Resource Mobilization, Secretary Ambrose Etenje. Please, before you take a seat and make yourself comfortable, remember to share on your various platforms. So that said, Secretary Ambrose, I want to take us to some other thing that just caught my attention one of these days, and I saw the need for us to comment on because we are not leaving any stone unturned. Anything that mentions us or anybody that mentions us from any part of the world, we have to give it some bit of attention or we want to make out something from it. So I saw this right up from a press release, or what was that, an article that the Young Leaders of Africa, abbreviated as YOLIV, they wrote a petition to the Office of the United Nations High Commission on Human Rights through their Liberian representative over human rights abuses, in their own words, taking place in the Central African country of Cameroon. And in their petition, they attached videos which were implicating President Paul Biya of La République du Cameroon, talking about his unabated atrocities on Ambazonians. So of what benefit can such move be to us Ambazonians, and what do you advise us as Ambazonians to do in response to such? Please.
First advice, piece of advice. Well, of course, this is real. This is a great move by the Human Rights Organization in Liberia, and it is thanks. Let me read it. It is thanks to our brothers and sisters working hard day in day out to make sure that they pick up atrocities in our territory, send it to brothers in the diaspora who can now be able to channel it to the different human rights organizations. I think the person which we would like to praise here, I think is a hero to me, is an hero to me, is Comrade Matt Atugon. The job Dr. Matt is doing with the Ambazonian, let me say, it's written Ambazonian Genocide Library.com. The job he is doing with his team, let me tell you, this is what is helping us. There is no office we knock, there's no door we knock without presenting the link, Ambazonian Genocide Library.com. He captured, let me tell you, he greet every of any person killed in every location, his name, public, he captures every detail. And this is these are the words that help us to be able to show the world the atrocities that are being committed in our land. So please, these are the things that have moved organizations like the human rights abuses in our territory, my dear sister. We've not seen everything, but they are, my son will call it huge mongers. That is too big that he cannot even say it's huge. You will say it's huge mongers. But let me tell you, we have been able to capture some of these through the help of Dr. Matt Atugon and his team that is working on the ground and in the diaspora. We intend to keep on capturing and passing it to the international community, and there will be no way, no place for the enemy to hide. So that is why we are able to get something like that, and we hope let other human rights organizations begin to do something like that too. But again, we're doing our best, and the international community knows that the people of southern Cameroon, a free people, are under occupation. They are being molested day in, day out. So let's
Yes.
hope this should be able a lead that can be able to help us, cross the bridge. But we have so many leads, so which means that there is hope there for the people of Ambazonia. They're suffering so much. I feel the pain. I watch these images. I cry all the day because there's no image that will not pass through my desk. But the whole thing is, I just say, we've lost more than enough. Let us keep on, and let us
All
make
right.
those brothers and sisters who have gone before us proud. We need to keep on. We can't give up. We are not losers. We are winners. We are not going to be pushovers. We will never be pushover. That is why I believe in
Right.
the team we are working with. The team of the cabinet we're working with is a solid team now of people who believe, strongly believe, in the freedom of the people of Amazonia. And the team of the local government, the county chair, the LGHS, is a good team of people, group of 61 LGHS with their vice, their secretary general, their treasurers, and all the like. And then connecting with Ground Zero. I'm telling you, we have a team of people who are doing the best to make sure that these things happen. So please, be hopeful.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually approaching the end of the show, after which we are going to open lines for a few minutes for you to call in to make your contributions or to ask a question, since our Secretary of State for Home Affairs and Resource Mobilization is here with us tonight. So please stay tuned as we move on towards the end of this show. So, Secretary Ambrose, this fell on my ears. I don't want to say it was alleged again, because lately I have watched a drama unfold. I think that was about 2 days ago. These boys are gathered, I think it was in Douala or Yaoundé, and apparently they are bike riders, and they are apparently in a strike. According to me, I'm putting it in quotes because I am not sure. And they are like, Biya in French, they say Biya must leave. We have to kick Biya out of this. He must leave on the 22nd of September, because we are not meant to be bike riders. We are not meant to be this and that and that. And then today, I read a document which is circulating, claiming that these boys who made this demonstration a few days ago, they have been picked up. They were picked up in broad daylight by an unidentified man and have been taken to somewhere. Why is it just now? For me, I don't know what that means, but you would like to say something about this. What do you think? They say Biya must go on the 22nd of September 2020. What is on the 22nd? Why not today? Why not yesterday? And what do you think this strike, this set strike means to you? What does it have to catch our attention in any way, we as Amazonians?
I see it differently anyway. My approach is we are focused on one thing. We are focused on the liberation of our people. We are focused on the liberation of Ambazonian. For me, Biya is it's just part of the equation. It's just a variable in the equation. But our focus is not him. Our focus is the restoration of our statehood. It's a stolen statehood. We are chasing something that was stolen from us. You understand? So if French Cameroon's people decide that they want to push away their leader and then move on, so be it for them. But again, it has nothing to do with us, because our focus now, we've done so much in these last 4 years to be able to get there. Our focus now is just make sure we get our statehood back, start building our nation. Lots have been destroyed anyway. So I just believe our focus should be on us, not on the distraction. I will class this as a distraction anyway. Other minds may class it differently, but for me, I just believe that if you are focused on one thing, which is the stolen statehood, then do everything to make sure that every thief who is there, be it a small Geo, be it a enabler, be it a traitor, be it a snitch, all the thieves there who want to steal that statehood from us, please let them take them, let us send them off. That is what we should be focused on.
Okay. Secretary Ambrose, I have a way of looking at this, and if someone is listening to us, if someone can call us after this to even contribute to this point, because for some reason I'm interested in the fact that this is September, and the United Nations Security Council is at hand. If you remember last year, some set teachers, you know, they were some set teachers last year. They staged some march last year, some demonstration somewhere in Yaoundé, claiming that they were in a strike. You know, just the season of the United Nations Security Council. You just always like to make so that for to me, I feel that they are creating an impression that uprising is not only in Amazonia, as they will call it. They want to make it look like even the French children or the people of La République du Cameroon, they are also demonstrating, or they're doing demonstrations against Paul Biya, just another form of distraction, like you call it. But we want to make stay clear of it, to know that it doesn't, just like you said, it doesn't concern us. It's just one of those distractions that the United Nations is coming, and they want to say it's a normal thing in Cameroon, as they will call us, and not only an Amazonian problem, because even French Cameroonians are also protesting. That's how I look at it. But I would like someone to call after this, maybe to contribute or so, because yeah, it's really a distraction, I know, but yeah.
Yeah, let me
So
just come in here again. Let me just come in
yeah.
here again. One thing I can tell you is this week, I think we have had three sorts of distractions like this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was from hearing one white lady, and then another one would I mean they are dealing with humanitarian stuff. On Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
we had lots of battles there, just because they are trying to compare. They are trying to say what is happening in us is an internal affair and all the like. Just when the United Nations is
Mm-hmm.
deciding to look into our crisis, these things are going to come up. It is a game by the
Mm-hmm.
enemy. Let me just tell you, it is a game by the enemy to be able to
Yeah.
downplay the 30,000 people already killed, the millions in refugee camps, the millions internally displaced. You know, they, not to talk of
Mm-hmm.
brothers and sisters languishing in jail. They are just trying everything possible to downgrade their atrocity, to downgrade the human rights abuses in our territory. Let's not be fools. We see all this and we see it clearly. The only thing is, let our brothers and sisters in the United States who are already following those MPs or those their Senate or members who endorse this resolution, let them keep on pushing. We need to put on the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us in the United Kingdom here, let us go back to our MPs and tell them that the kaleidoscope has been shaken. This is the time for us to be able to do something before the dust settles.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go back to them. Let us knock these doors. Let me just tell you, I keep on telling my MP the situation is getting worse day by day. I
Mm-hmm.
sent him image. One time he told me, Ambrose, I don't want to be seeing all these images. I told him, sir, Honorable, I see these images every day. Feel my pain too. If you feel my pain, you should be able to talk for me in the parliament. You should be able to talk for me in front of the British people. I feel this pain every day. I just
All
hope
right.
you can be able to take this cross away from me. It's too heavy. And I hope if all our MPs are pushed to that limit to be able to
Mm-hmm.
engage the government, then that will be good.
All right. Thank you for that again, for bringing this up, Secretary Ambrose. If we remember, there was one of the there's another model that our senior comrade Bo Herbert also wrote something proposing that Ambazonians should edit it, address it to their various. How do they call in the U.S.? Is it the congressmen or whoever they call their own states people around them in their I don't really know how to call that. You know. So is there a deadline to that? Because Comrade Bo also wrote something and was proposing. So if you come across that, please equally address it, whether you are sending to your congressman or however you call it in the US. Meanwhile, let's equally do our share here, our part here in the UK by addressing our own situation to our various um, MPs. And I think that that
Okay,
really
let me
takes
add
us
something.
a long way. Yeah.
Secretary, let me add something. Honorable Daniel Cole is doing a great job in the
Yeah.
diplomacy there in the North America. I just hope if
Mm-hmm.
there is anybody who needs some advice on what to do who to contact and all the like, please contact Honorable Daniel. Or you contact me, I will pass his number to you. He's doing a great job and he's really, really pushing the struggle to unprecedented level when it comes to diplomacy, because we cannot just resist. We need to do the diplomacy, and I think it's helping. But let me tell you, let's be hopeful. There are better things to come for the people of Ambazonian.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for that assurance. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the phone number is already displayed on the screen. If you have a contribution or a question to ask or anything to say before we finally close down, then you are welcome right now. As you can see, the phone number is on the screen. Please call in to support us. Asking a question is equally a way of supporting, because your questions could be thought-provoking, and our Secretary of State would say one or two things to either emphasize a point or to make more clarifications, because we don't need to move in doubt. We are just a chosen generation. We are the never again, no nonsense generation, and we live in an information age. So there is no way we can successfully execute this liberation struggle and get it see its logical end without being informed. So call in now to ask your questions. And please, if you have a question, call in now, because when you call after the show, I cannot answer. I call our statesmen and women to come here and answer questions which we have, clarify our doubts. But as an individual, I don't have answers to all of these questions. But thank God we have people who can speak to us, So even if I have some of the answers, this is time for them to be given out and not after the show, because I'll definitely not have enough time for that. So either call in now or you wait again till the next show. So the lines are open. We'll just tarry for a few minutes. And if it's not going, if nobody calls in, that would mean to us that you have heard and understood everything that our Secretary for Homeland Affairs has said, and you are satisfied, so we can go from there. There's an incoming call from home, from Ambazonia. Hello, County Roots. All right, I think my volume is down. Hello. Hello, you're live on County Roots. Hello? Yes, this is County Roots and you are live. Oh dear. Where are you calling from? Hello?
I'm calling from Dop.
You call from Dop? Yes, you are live on County Roots. So you want for talk Seweti? All right, good job. All right, he drops. That's it. We lost him, and somebody else was trying to come in. County Roots, hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, you are live on County Roots. What's happening? All right, we keep losing them. Hopefully, one of them will successfully get. Hello? Hello?
Madam Papa, good evening.
Good evening. You are live on County Roots.
I just want to thank you for your job. And I want to say one thing. You see the arrest of those people yesterday in Bamenda, they call them how they call them? The anti-gang.
Okay, yeah, the vigilante.
Vigilante, okay, sorry.
Just
a clear example that those people in Amazonia are done by the people that are sent out by the government, because all of them were holding machetes. So if we can see all of them holding machetes, if they had somebody, if they killed somebody last night, they should have said it's killed by the Amber Boys. So we should be able to prove that to the international community that all those beheadings were done by the government. That's just a simple contribution I just want to say today. So,
oh, I don't know what's happening to the volume. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I have a technical issues. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, we got you. So thank you very much for your contribution. I want to remind you that we should learn how to call them Ambazonia Restoration Forces and not Amber Boys, because they are not Amber Boys. All right, thank you for your contribution. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I just say because that's how they call them, Amber Boys. We call them Restoration Forces, but they call them Amber Boys. So that's just I just wanted to make it clear that that is what they say and how they call them Amber Boys. They are not Amber Boys.
All right.
But the work, the beheading are not done by the Restoration Forces. By those people sent out like vigilante by the government.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let me take another call. Thank you. County Roots. Hello. 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 Okay. Hello. Okay, the caller is on, but he apparently can't hear also what is happening. I don't know. So, all right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually rounding up. We have missed a lot of calls, and okay, just one last one. No, this County Roots. Hello. Hello. Oh my God. A lot of calls are coming in at the same time, and so I don't know. They're just hello. All right. If it's not working, then everybody loses their chance, and we move on. County Roots. Hello. Hello. Let me just get one of them talk to us, and then we can close. County Roots. Hello. Hello. All right. For some reason, ladies and gentlemen, we are unable to answer any of the calls. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. All right. Okay. Many people are calling in at the same time, and for some reason, I can't be able to talk to one person. So if we cannot be able to receive your calls, please just ask your questions, post your questions either on YouTube or on our Facebook page under this same video, or send us messages through the ABC Amber TV Facebook page, and we are going to come back to you with responses. Unfortunately, I will not go on to answer because it is not working for some reason. So please ask your questions or your contributions on ABC Amber TV Facebook. Ask your questions or you make your contributions on YouTube. And whatever the case is, if we need to bring Secretary Ambrose back to answer some of the questions that he could have answered today, then I think that he can always make it for us. Am I right, Secretary Ambrose?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So before we finally shut down, I would rather like you now, instead of us, because we can't answer calls, if you could use this time now to say a final word to our people, a word of encouragement or whatever is in your mind now before we shut down, I think it would be much appreciated.
Yeah, to the people of Ambazonia, again, I would like to, reservedly to thank you for bringing me in today to be in contact with our people. What I'm saying is, this is a message of hope to every brother and sister in any corner of the big society, Ambazonia. This is a message of hope. We, as the people of Ambazonia, after 4 years in this struggle, we have gently and gradually organized ourselves into efficient and well-coordinated communities at the level of our urges. Some of the urges even go further to organize themselves into villages and organize ourselves in the county. So these structures are there and they are helping us push the struggle further to unprecedented level. It is because of this Amber Peace Plan, it's because of this that we are where we are today. So we are giving you the hope that we are working day in, day out with the international community under the, our president, Dr. Ikome Sako, is constantly doing so much heavy lifting behind in the background in diplomacy. We won't mention a lot here. There are lots of other brothers and sisters out there knocking doors. We are doing our best to make sure that as you are pushing the resistance down there, we are pushing the diplomatic face up here. Lots of things are going to happen in this September and in the months ahead. But one thing is clear, the stolen state of British Southern Cameroons is near. The freedom which we are all seeking for is near. It is just for us to make sure, my brothers and sisters, see it, say it, protect each other's. For those few individuals, the enablers, the traitors, who cannot think of the big picture is the freedom you have in your land. This freedom comes in different ways. It comes in freedom of speech. It comes in financial empowerment. It comes in independence in what you do as an individual. These are the things we are fighting for. These are the things we don't have as a people. We are a people. So, my dear brothers and sisters, let us always think of the big picture, the freedom of our people. It is so difficult for us, let me tell my brothers and sisters, to kill a brother and sister who is an enabler, who is a traitor. Please help us. Be the good citizen. Be the Ambazonian, the peace-loving people of Ambazonian. Let us win this thing and get our nation back. It doesn't help to be an enabler. It doesn't help to be a traitor. It doesn't help to be a snitch. But we know in a struggle like this, there are some individuals who are gullible, who are greedy, and they will even go for few pennies to do these things. But please, think twice. There is a bigger picture. It is the freedom of the people of Ambazonia we're looking for. And before I go, I talk for my restoration forces. We want all my brothers and
Secretary Ambrose.
Yes.
Please, I would like to interrupt you here. There's something you made mention of, and for some reason, distraction maybe from the calls. I thought you were going to elaborate a bit. What did you say about the United Nations Security Council on Amazonia? Now that you are rounding up, can you include that in your message to our Amazonia Restoration Forces in Pidgin and the rest of our people, please?
No, the thing where I talk now just say diplomatically, case could be listened at the level of the United Nations General Assembly, where they can start small it is down to 15, go right to the 30th. That one a good thing for we. You understand? Because the vote where we one, the majority of different countries of the world, the vote say they gave for talk about we. Because we not fish down, then they not they talk anything about we. And you see after that, you will see that resolution where it come out from the Senate House for talk about Ambazonian and the struggle day inside. So the most important thing that, of course, diplomatically we'll not go talk plenty, but the whole thing I just say, when they push this thing, may go security council. But again, I tell you, plenty other nations, whether it's Switzerland, it's Canada, and all the like, they put hand for the Swiss talk. All man, even UK, where would they hear? All man, they talk, some more go down talk. After all, we'll not even get some marriage with these people. Then you say, I know. So we need a negotiated settlement so that people, if we go live happily, the other people go live happily. Whether we decide to be with enemies after that, I don't really care. But the whole thing, I just say it could be very hard for we for even be very good friends, because after you don't keep 30,000 of my own brothers and sisters, you don't bleed with land, you don't burn all things where we get and destroy villages. It'd be very difficult actually. But the whole thing, I say as a Christian, the only thing we want and say we just want to get with people, get with land, maintain with culture, maintain everything we our own. Live when I live on our own side, more live with peacefully. Now all that we want. So my dear brothers and sisters, now you are the talk. Say we do we own diplomatically where we not go talk so much for here, because they are teams. The Department of Foreign Affairs is doing a great job together with the presidency. Then going down the other line, I know say the Amazonian forces where I want give on a 21 gun salute and tell all when I say when I cafe they up, may when I continue to do the thing when I do. This one is the work. The thing when I do it the work. If it not be the work, these people they won't be all over the place. But the whole thing I just say I go warn all the security councils them say now this one at the time will make sure say make the boys they get everything what they need, and this one at the time for make sure say more we invest in everything because we need for defend the territory. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Secretary Ambrose. Thank you for your time. And once again, we really do appreciate you for all you do. Thank you for always being there. You're the father, you're the babysitter, you're the Secretary of State, you are a foot soldier, you are just everything. And what else? That is what it takes to actually be a free person. And you are equally paying the price. Thank you once again so much. It's always a pleasure having you here talk to our people. Thank you, dear Ambazonians, dear televiewers and sympathizers of the Ambazonia liberation struggle. We really appreciate your time with us together here. Let us continue to inform the world. Let us tweet. Let us do all we can. Let's talk to our statesmen. Let's talk to our PMPs, our senators, and homeland shall surely be ours. Thank you once again and have a wonderful evening. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Okay. Bye-bye.
It started like a joke and I smiled. From Meme to Momo, we said no violence. Now I know not how to smile, 'cause my loved ones are gone. There is no place to call home. Our homes have been burnt. I am homeless in my homeland. There is no place to call my home. Homeless, homeless, homeless in my homeland. When are we going to have a dialogue? We have buried more than enough. Nothing heals the past like time. When are we going to have a dialogue? We've been marginalized enough. You may fool some people sometime. You cannot fool them all the time. Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. Homeless, homeless. I am homeless in my homeland. The difference between people is opportunity. You are not there 'cause you are great. You are there by His grace. Do not treat others like second class